Well, welcome back to the Bean Ton Boys podcast. Now, we get a lot of hockey to talk about today. And I'm joined with my two pals, my two mates, couple of mad lads.
Do we have that written down on paper for proof, or?
Nope.
So I can't,
Nope.
prove that you're my friend. Okay.
Nope.
It's on your birth certificate somewhere.
We got Dylan Heward, Kid Sawyer in the building, and I'm Leo Brown.
What up, baby?
And we're going to get right into it.
No time for the boring stuff.
Yeah, we're just, baseball, basketball.
I will say they bounced back, though, just to throw that out of the way.
Yeah,
With more COVID cases?
Imagine. All right, so let's get right into it. What series do you guys want to start with? Do you want to start with the Canes?
West.
Because that one
was just an easy sweep. Yeah.
All right, well, Canes were they're buzzing.
My Lundqvist bias didn't pay off this time.
Yeah,
Are we going to keep a tally on that?
Yeah, I meant to listen back and get our picks.
I'll go back. I'll go back to that. Was that last episode or the episode
I was too busy
before?
watching the film. It happens.
Well, I mean, I know what my picks are.
I think I remember who I picked, but
I have no clue.
I had mostly the same picks as you, really. Other than, I think you picked the Yotes and I picked the
imagine
Predators.
not picking the Yotes. Jeez.
He picked the Predators, too.
Yeah, imagine not picking them.
Imagine being biased in the NHL.
It's my Philip Forsberg bias.
See, that's where you went wrong, man.
It is.
Go Yotes.
I should have went with the Carl Soderberg bias.
You
My
should
other
have
Swede.
went with the Kachina jersey bias. That's the best bias there is.
See?
Actually, I was doing a ranking with somebody, and somebody put that very low in their rankings.
Yeah, because
they're unintelligent.
yeah.
I was like, how are you going to do that? They also put the Red Wings at F tier.
Why?
They didn't like the color red.
No.
Unless it's the Bruins bias. My favorite team's bias goes by the Swedish player that's on the team.
If there's no Swede, I don't pick them.
Yeah, you make no sense. Wait, who did you pick? You went with Leafs, right? And yeah. Didn't we all go Leafs?
Did we all go Leafs?
I think we did.
It's an Andreas Janssen
I don't-
bias, dude.
Nylander. Bud, Nylander.
I don't know if I did Leafs or if I did.
I feel like you went with Leafs.
I think I went with Leafs. I don't know. I feel a little bit like I went with the Columbus just to like.
I know. We all went Leafs, but
I
wouldn't
went
put it
Leafs
past
in
him.
3.
I wouldn't put it past him to think that Columbus was going to sweep the series.
Well, no, I didn't say sweep. I said it would be a close game. I know that.
I said 5, and I think it's still going to go 5.
Yeah,
I think it's because I watched the Bruins play Columbus. I think I might have said Columbus. I will go back and listen to it.
Yeah, I'll go back and write them down. But, I mean, let's just keep it organized here. So I guess since we're on Leafs, we'll keep going with them. I mean, I don't know. We'll try. We'll keep it organized. We'll just start.
We switched from the Yotes game to the Leafs game.
We'll go from top down from the Eastern Conference. So first, Leafs and Columbus. Now I'm still, strong in my pick with Leafs in 3 against Columbus. Leafs against Korpisalo, however, that's going to 5. There's no way the series doesn't go to 5 with how he's playing. There's no way.
Yeah, that kind of caught me off guard. I was not expecting him. I know he's a decent goalie.
I knew he was hot before he got hurt.
But that,
he got better.
You know
And
those
then-
memes where they say it's not that hot, and then really it shows a picture of I don't know, Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
He's Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah. Yeah, he's and it's funny because I didn't think they're actually going to go with Korpisalo. I thought they were going to go with Elvis because it was he got hot right when Korpisalo got hurt, so it worked out. But
So now they have 2 hot goalies.
yeah, I mean,
to be fair, we don't know if Elvis is hot or not.
Well, we haven't needed to throw him in.
I don't think I watched any Columbus warm-up games. I don't remember if
they both played well against the Bruins, but the Bruins, like I said, it was an exhibition game, and the Bruins
We're not trying.
and they're still not trying.
That's what we love to see.
Yeah.
I'll get back to we have to stay on.
We'll get to
that.
You're right.
So back to the Columbus with their warm goalie.
No, I mean, I think the Leafs are still going to win because now that they finally broke through and they scored 2 on him with an empty netter. I mean, I think they can get it done. Now with Muzzin
It'd be tough
out.
with Muzzin out.
Did you see that injury, Don?
No.
That was
Now-
unfortunate.
I'll try to describe it as best I can. So it's in the Leafs' own end, and there's a play in the corner. And there's two Jackets in the corner fighting for the puck with Muzzin and another Leaf that I think it was Marner. And
Because they were killing a penalty.
yeah, and it was like 2 minutes left in the third period, and I believe it was Dubois who kind of pushed Muzzin down.
He cross-checked him in the back, yeah.
And he was just kind of like on his knees, picking himself up, and then he got shoved again, and that sent his head right into the back of their Blue Jacket's leg.
All the way Bjork strand.
Yeah, and it basically, it just looked like it just kind of like compressed his neck or something. Now, he's out for the series, but he's back in the bubble, so supposedly if they win this series, he might be back. We'll see.
It could just be a pinched nerve.
Yeah,
I think they might just be sending him out because it is just a play-in round.
Yeah, I saw some medical people on Twitter talking about it, and they were describing that because of how that happened and because of he was shaking his arms immediately because they probably went numb.
They're just being cautious about it.
The typical injury that goes along with that isn't serious, and it's just ice and a week or so, and then he'll be fine.
Yeah, so that, like I said, I don't think that they're gonna like rush him definitely because it is just a playing round.
Yeah, they got to win it, and
Exactly.
even play in the
There's no
playoffs.
point in risking a serious injury for
Yeah,
him to come back.
especially with the neck, and they
Save him for a key play, like if you have to play Tampa Bay.
yeah,
Because you guys can definitely still escape this series without him, but it does become a lot harder because he is your best defensive defenseman.
yeah. I mean, the Leafs didn't win Game 2 because they defensively shut down the Jackets. They won the game because they had the puck all damn game, and just didn't really give Columbus many opportunities to even have scoring chances, which they still generated some.
You're going to naturally get more scoring chances if the defense is less defensive. Like,
Yeah, which Muzzin is their shutdown guy. So he's out, and then they're going to bring in Sandin. He's the seventh man. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I think Leafs are still going to get it done, but it really all just hangs on that defense and Korpisalo. I mean, those two things are going to decide the series. And the big guns in the Leafs, their production, obviously. How much they can beat Korpisalo.
as long as the defense does well enough to just keep most of the shots on the outside, and Freddie continues playing good.
Yeah, he actually started off quite well, and he's not known for doing that. So, good on Freddie for doing that.
So if he keeps playing good, it should be. I still think 5 games.
See, but shouldn't you be worried? Doesn't Toronto usually start off warm though, and then they slow down?
They start off awful because Freddie does not perform well in
Well,
October.
they start off scoring goals.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's their bread and butter. But
They also let a lot.
they let a lot up because Freddie's a known cold starter, and they're already not defensive stalwarts in the NHL, so they're going to let in some goals until they tighten up. But it's funny because the thing I didn't expect overall was how chippy it was going to be. There's a lot of games that are high scoring, but it's a lot chippier than I thought. And, maybe with the fact that it's August and they have the arena's extra cold to make sure the ice stays hard and it makes the puck bouncier. It's just, it's pretty chippy hockey. Still good hockey, but I thought it was going to be way looser than it is.
Well, I mean, it just seems like it's a lot harder to make a play because the puck is bouncing a lot.
Yeah, it's bouncing off a lot of guys' sticks.
So, people like Marner and Matthews and David Pastrnak and Marchand, who all have good hands,
They're just losing it.
Losing it. And just,
Yeah.
It just hasn't looked good.
The only guy that I haven't seen have trouble with is McDavid. Everybody
it's
else,
McDavid.
Yeah, and everybody else is having trouble.
He's used to having it bounce everywhere and still put it in.
Yeah.
Dude, the puck could be an inch tall and half an inch wide, and he'd still be able to control it.
Yeah. Moving right along here. Pens and Habs.
What
These
a
Habs, man.
series.
These
I'm already going to lose that one. I know I picked the Pens on that.
I was the only one that picked Montreal, and I got
'Cause you
shit
want-
for
yes,
it.
'cause you
I
wanted
got
to win.
shit for it.
I really didn't think Price was going to be playing like he is.
I did.
At all.
Because of the fact that he got all that rest.
I can't remember who I went with. I
think
knew
Pens.
You went Pens.
Okay. Because I knew I was still kind of like, I don't know.
Because that's why you were saying you were iffy about Price.
Yeah.
I did not think Price would be like this because he gets a lot of rest during the offseason anyways. So I wouldn't think, hey, 3 months would get you hot.
Yeah, but he spent, probably like the last 3-4 years. Every time he got rest is because
they're out of
he was out of the playoffs and recovering from an injury. So,
true. So it wasn't really
this rest was the first time he was resting
without an injury,
like 100%, quote unquote. Yeah. So now he's actually 100%.
And I wasn't expecting Weber to be 100% either because he wasn't injured.
Yeah,
before that
they're playing well though. They have Jeff Petrie,
dude,
Captain Clutch. Even though he's not the captain,
is such an underrated player. He gets no love unless you're a Montreal fan.
Who is?
He's not like a great defenseman, but
No, I'm saying like he can move the puck well.
He's a puck moving
clutch, and he's not bad in his own zone.
Yeah, they've done a pretty good job of, keeping the puck to the outside. Their biggest problem in Game 3 was their PK not being good. I believe one of the PKs where they allowed a goal in the first period was because Weber was the guy that took the penalty. I can't remember because I was not watching at the time. But
on top of it, they've taken way too many penalties. One of the games I watched, which was the one that Pittsburgh won, Joel Armia took like 3 or 4 penalties.
Yeah, there's been a lot.
There was a lot of penalties in that.
The refs aren't putting their whistle away. Like, they're calling stuff.
Because they're treating it like the playoffs. 100% like the playoffs.
If it's playoffs, you wouldn't get a call.
Yeah, you would not get a call. They're calling
I heard a lot
everything. There's a couple of series where they're, like, putting the whistle away.
The round robins, they don't really care.
Yeah, the round robin, they're putting the whistle away because who the hell cares? But, like, a lot of these play-ins, like, they're calling slashes that
are very questionable.
They're European level slashes. In European hockey, like, any light tap is a slash. Like, any light tap in the hands, even if it doesn't affect possession, and that's how they're calling it.
Even if you hit the stick. I saw one where, now usually it's a clean play if you, like, hit the stick. But this person, like, was making a play on the puck and hacked down and hit, like, the stick.
Well, I think they're being more cautious only because they're going to get a lot of hate if they don't make a right call. So they're being extra cautious.
No, if you're a ref, you get paid either way, so it doesn't matter.
Well, the refs, the way they determine who refs the playoff games is I don't know how they grade them, but they have a grading system for the referees, and the league decides who the best refs are. So they probably have ref scouts or something. I don't know. People that work.
Ref scout, like that's
it's a thing.
Job.
It's a thing, and they determine who's the best refs, who's going to call it the best.
Call it fair.
Yeah, and I'm glad that they are reading the rule book and then calling the rule book, not interpreting the rule book.
I would honestly
the rule book.
I would honestly rather say, okay, that shouldn't have been a call because of how minuscule it was, rather than why would you not call that?
Yeah.
Because if you score on that power play, like where someone, say, like, lightly taps the stick and you get a penalty for it, chances are that the refs are going to call something just as equally bad on the other team to make up for it.
Yeah, which makes... There's so many equalizing calls that the refs make. It does not make any sense because you should call the game based off of what the players do, not because of what you do. If you call a penalty that was technically a penalty, but then you're like, maybe I could have let that go. Move on.
I do think that
done.
If it's like a phantom call where, like,
it didn't happen,
but they call it, I think they should be able to go back and be like, okay, no, I messed up. No penalty.
Yeah, they definitely should. They do that for majors. When it's initially called a major. Mm-hmm. They do that. It should be
for, like, even for minors. Like, let's say Chara stick lifts somebody on the Leafs. Let's say it's Austin Matthews' stick, and Austin Matthews' stick hits Nylander. And then Chara gets a 2-minute penalty. Like, he doesn't deserve that penalty because he didn't high stick Marner.
Yeah, I don't know. It should be a part of the coaches' challenge.
Definitely, I'd
It
be
shouldn't be up for the refs to review because I feel like if it was, they would review everything. But up to the coach. Anyways, let's rein it back in here. Moving right along. Islanders and Panthers.
I haven't watched any of it, but I feel like it was just a snooze fest of a series, but apparently it's been pretty good.
Yeah, I don't remember if I've watched any of it because they keep putting it at noon, and depending on when I'm working, actually, I think they've been lining up on the days that I'm working. I'm just not.
I'm in work.
I'm not.
So
I'm not going to be on the TV at that time.
Yeah.
Or you can't fight your coworkers because they're actually watching the basketball games.
No, they're big wrestling guys. So
they're putting WWE on?
Yeah, I'm usually working Mondays and Fridays, so like those days I'm usually fighting with this kid that I work with to keep swapping it back and forth. So
let's watch fake sports.
Yeah, right.
Instead of real sports, which God.
Yeah, I haven't watched much of the series, but I can't imagine it's really exciting because one of the teams in there is the Islanders.
And the other one's the Panthers.
Yeah, one team plays boring, the other one plays boring because they don't have anything else to do.
They're not good.
Yeah.
They have two like really good players, and other than that, it's just
they're there.
There's people in jerseys. Whether they're actual players or not, I don't know, but they're there.
Yeah,
it's like those fake wrestlers that go against these big people just to have them look bigger.
All right, so we'll. I guess that's all. We haven't watched it. Nothing really to say there. We'll just quickly summarize Canes Rangers again.
Blowout.
I mean,
dude, Rangers got absolutely dominated.
Take out the Bruins.
Yeah, I mean, Mikko Zibanejad's a star player. Yeah,
dude,
that was such a bad take.
He's elite.
Such a bad take, man. And I mean, Panarin really didn't do much of anything because you're playing against the Hurricanes. They're not going to let you.
It's one of the best defenses.
No, they're my one of my favorite teams to watch. They play my style of hockey really well. I love watching them. And I honestly, now that they're in, and they're in a sweep, and they're confident, I feel like they might be able to do some damage. Especially since they're coming at the 3 seed. You know, maybe they'll be able to play the sleeping Bruins, and we'll get to that later once we're going through the Western Conference.
Well, no, because right now we're all the way at the bottom.
Yeah, but they could win a game, and then
I hope they don't.
I don't think they're going to beat the Capitals, even if they do want to try.
Yeah, but we'll see.
At this point, you just say fuck it and just lose it.
If you put
Halak in
full commit.
No, honestly, I do feel like it's intentional, and I love seeing Bruins Twitter just absolutely losing their minds.
Meanwhile, I'm just sitting here like
trying to play it out like they don't know what's going on.
I'm just sitting here like this is exactly what I wanted.
A lot of Bruins fans
pissed.
It's like for some reason they're failing to see a bigger picture of things. Like when the Bruins are rebuilding, whenever that time is, and in the past when it has happened, I mean the fans just are going ballistic and they're losing their minds. Like, well, you got to look at the bigger picture.
That's just Boston fans.
Yeah,
Boston takes it game by game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's any sport. Like, look at baseball, the fans are shitting on the Red Sox.
They're getting pissed over, one, it's a round-robin game. It really means absolutely nothing unless you want to be the first seed and you want to play Toronto.
I think the way Columbus. It is Boston's just looking at it is like, Boston fans are like, we want to be top seed. We want to be number one.
And meanwhile, Rask and Cassidy are like, they're seeding games. We really don't care. And those are direct
Cassidy was a little upset after
the
Philly game.
He's the coach. He wants to see his players perform. But he even, direct quote from him and Rask, they don't really care. It's a seeding game.
Yeah, his job is to be pissed after that game. That's his job. He's getting paid to be pissed about that. Now, moving on to the Western Conference. We got Calgary and the Jets.
That's been a pretty good one.
It has been really good.
Pretty good series. And it's unfortunate that game one, like 5 minutes in, there goes Scheifele.
Then
apparently Panarin got hurt too.
Really? Panarin?
My bad. Laine.
Yeah, that's the same guy. No, the whole Jets team is getting hurt. Like, there's 4 guys, I think, that's gotten hurt in the play-in.
Who's hurt now?
The
hell?
Pick a name out of the hat.
A defenseman got hurt, and
Of course.
I cannot.
They don't have a lack of that as it is.
And then one of their depth forwards got hurt. I can't remember his name, but it was.
Now, do y'all remember who you
like
picked
a
in
third
that at all?
Flames. You guys picked Jets.
Yeah, I think I went Jets. I mean, series isn't over. It's only 2-1, but with the losses that they took,
It's pretty big.
yeah, and their defense just like.
What's that?
Yeah, I mean, their defense on paper going into this season wasn't good. And the only reason that they played well is because they had the games to figure it out, and they had the coaching to figure it out and play a good system. Now, all that's gone for them. Apparently.
All they had was Josh Morrissey and Neil Pionk, and then Sammy Niku came in and played pretty well.
Yeah.
Dustin Byfuglien not being there really hurts.
It's pretty evident that that blue line relied on it, especially, and then the free agents that they lost last summer. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Calgary's going to get done.
They have Dylan DeMello now, but I mean he is what he is. He's a third pairing guy who can keep the puck out of the net most of the time. That's about it. The Flames, I thought they were going to come out because they're just offensively better, and I think they have a better defense as it is. It all came down to goaltending.
And Cam Talbot's played good. They gave him the nod, and he's played pretty well for him.
Hellebuck hasn't been playing terrible. I mean, it's really not his fault. I've seen a lot of the goals. It's really not his fault.
Well, it's really none of the Jets' fault. Like, 4 guys get hurt, and one of them's Scheifele.
It's just shit out of luck.
And then Line A is, what are you going to do? So we'll move on to the probably most exciting series is Oilers and Chicago.
The most upsetting one for me.
Bro.
How are you going to... Chicago isn't even that good. They shouldn't have even been in here. You're going to let them...
Hey, it's playoff hockey. Anything can happen. Both the 12 seeds are up in the series.
True.
Montreal and Chicago.
That's true.
But, just like you can't count out Sidney Crosby, you cannot count out Connor McDavid.
Yeah. I mean, this series is interesting just because Chicago, Don't
they not have a real goalie, too?
No, they have Corey Crawford.
Oh, did he? I didn't know if he actually...
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people were going with Oilers just because they're under the impression that Crawford wasn't going to play. And he is, so...
Because he was, a last-minute Brennan.
Yeah.
I picked Oilers, and you guys thought it was going to be a lot like Chicago was.
I thought it was going to be a
3.
sweep.
You thought it was going to be a
thought
sweep.
it was going to be
I
a sweep.
said 5 initially. I'm pretty sure, and if I didn't, then whatever.
I just didn't think Chicago was going to show up. Is
no,
what
I
I thought.
Said 4. I think I said 4. I honestly, I think
It's
this
so,
has the opportunity to be the closest of any of the series. It's basically who can outscore the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
It's Connor McDavid versus Chicago.
Chicago
McDavid versus Kane.
No, versus Chicago. A bunch of different people in Chicago have scored. Jonathan Toews, I think, has
Kubalik
the most
has been
Kubalik has
fantastic.
been awesome. But McDavid...
A 24-year-old rookie. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you're a rookie, buddy. Okay.
Welcome to the league.
If he wins the Calder, which he won't, but if he did, by the time he gets the award, he'll be too old to actually get it. He'll be 25 by the time he gets the Calder if he wins it, which he won't, because it'll probably be McCarr. But...
Or Hughes.
Yeah, or
One of
Hughes.
those two's gonna get it.
Quinn, not Jack.
I was going to say, I don't think...
The blue liner for Vancouver.
Who is one of the next series?
Yeah. But, I don't know. Chicago. They might pull it off.
Look, McDavid, 8 points, 3 games. Can't count him out.
Yeah, but
that's all you have, and it's not
thing,
keeping you in the games.
Nugent Draisaitl have been playing well. They do need some other forwards to step up. That's, I think, why Chicago is performing better, because they have a lot more depth.
They're getting stuff from their third and fourth line, and Edmonton just isn't.
Like, do you guys know who Matthew Highmore is?
He played 5 years as a junior and was undrafted, and he scores the game-tying goal last night. great tip. And then the game winner was just an absolute unlucky tip.
Well, that's just
for
what
Ethan
you
Bear.
need in like any sport is depth within any line. The next man up.
Well, it's not like the Oilers don't have depth. I mean, they do. They
Well,
Oh, it's not showing.
No,
better
no,
than
not
they
on
used.
defense.
Better than they used to have.
They have some decent forward depth. I mean, having
The-
James Neal on the third line,
Yeah, but it's like you have James Neal.
Kaylor Yamamoto.
I don't even know who they have at center for that line. It's not Nuge. Nuge plays wing now. Yeah, he's playing wing.
Oh yeah, with McDavid. He's
Yeah.
on McDavid's line.
So
They have Athanaseu.
yeah, and he actually played pretty well. He didn't put up any production, but
Honestly,
he played well.
When I was watching, he is. I mean, obviously he's skating fast. He's
quick.
He's a quick skater, but he was protecting the puck and like making really good plays.
Yeah, he was.
He was controlling a lot of the offense that was going through that line. I don't know who's on his line though.
He got moved up when Ennis got hurt in that game.
But
Ennis got hurt in that game, so Athanasio went up from the third line to second line with Draisaitl.
and they kept him there, or
Well, Ennis was hurt, so yeah.
no? I'm saying even because Ennis is back now.
No, he got hurt in that game.
Not last game. I saw Ennis.
Last night, Tyler Ennis got hurt.
Again?
Yeah. That's what I'm telling you.
Oh my god! What is with this guy?
He got railed. Like, he got railed.
He got hurt in the first game, and then he gets hurt in the third.
No, he's done.
Is
He's done. He got...
Was it a headshot?
I mean, he's small, so probably. I mean,
It's a headshot.
not a lot you can do. Can't remember who hit him. I think it was Kirby Doc.
That's a big guy.
Yeah, Kirby Doc's 6'4". So, and I know... I don't know how tall Ennis is exactly, but he's under 6 foot.
I think he's 5'10".
Yeah, something like
So
that.
even a hip check to that guy, he's done.
Yeah.
Ennis the Menace.
So we're gonna move to the next series here.
I just realized we
Minnesota.
never even talked about the round robins, and
We're getting
I mean, we'll get to the Bruins, but like,
that's it. All right.
it's the round robin. Then
somebody else to really care about.
we got
don't you wanna-
Vancouver and Minnesota.
Okay.
Let's stay focused here.
I thought
sorry.
this one was going to be a wash. I thought Vancouver was
I didn't
gonna
think
take it.
Wild was going to be good at all.
Dude, they've been surprising. I mean, the fact that they went with Staylock, first off, is surprising. And then the more surprising thing, and he's actually playing well.
I mean, like, I knew that because Fiala is
was a risk.
wicked good player.
Well, for Minnesota, yeah.
Yeah, that's not,
No, he was good on Nashville. He was an up-and-coming young kid, and then for some reason Nashville traded him 1-for-1 from Mikhail Granlund
You get a center.
at age
which they need
poorly.
in Nashville.
They don't even use him as a center. He's a wing.
You need center.
Do they actually play Granlund on the wing?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Oh, wait, no, because they play Benino on third line center, right?
Dude, their centers go Duchesne, Johansson, Benino. So,
Who plays
no,
fourth?
they have Turris. It's Turris and then Benino.
No.
Where's
Kyle
Turris?
Turris
Look it up.
plays on Florida.
Kyle Turris?
Plays on Florida.
He plays on Nashville.
Look it
No.
up.
Who am I thinking of?
Eric Howla.
No. On Florida. Who am I thinking of? No, Mike Hoffman. There we go. That's who I'm thinking of. Sorry.
Kyle Turris. So Kyle Turris is the third line center.
That trade was... that trade's weird.
And then, so it's
So
either
who plays
him or
fourth
Bonino.
line center?
It's either him or Benino.
Let's look at their lines.
That's what I was going to say. Just look it up instead of trying to go muscle memory.
Why did I think Kyle Turris... Does Kyle Turris play in Florida at one point?
No, I
Why am I thinking of that? That's odd.
probably just thinking, oh, it's an Ottawa player.
Yeah, maybe. All right, let's have a look here. What in the... Okay. So they have Forsberg, Johansson, Arvidsson, Granlund, Turris, Duchesne
Duchesne's a second?
on the wing.
What the f-
Rocco Grimaldi, that's
My
an awesome
guy,
name.
dude, I love that guy. He's actually good.
Nick Bonino, Craig Smith, Callie Yarncroke, who still plays, Colton Sissons, and Austin Watson.
On
That's a
paper, that
weird-
team should be doing so much better than it actually
Duchesne
is.
on the wing.
Yeah, it's such a weird setup. I mean,
Duchesne was never really that good on the draws anyways, so.
it's just, it's a weird setup.
Mm.
It is. But, at least
Well, I mean, I could see what
In
they're doing.
second line, too.
Kyle Turris gets like $6 million or something like that. And they want to see him do something.
Now, why the hell are we talking about Nashville?
Because he said the trade.
Yeah, I
for...
was talking
Oh, yeah, with Fiala.
Yeah, so Fiala was a really good player in Nashville, and that trade was stupid. I mean, I like Mikael Granlund. No point in acquiring him, because you're not going to use him at center. You already knew you were getting Matt Duchene.
They have a team full of centers.
And you have a team full of centers. You know he's going to play wing, which is whatever. But Kevin Fiala is already a wing, and he's younger.
How many? I saw it up. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Craig Smith can play center too.
6, 7 centers.
Ooh.
7 centers, and they're not really known for face-offs. Figure that one out.
I think they were hoping they could at least, like, without all those 8,
Get
something out of it.
Or somebody would be
Kevin
good at it.
Fiala was, like I said, already a good player, goes to Minnesota, and now he's playing minutes he deserves, and he is exceeding.
Yeah, he's playing really good. And then you have the Minnesota defense, which is always just solid.
When you have Ryan Suter, who's still, like, he may not be, like, as offensively inclined as he used to be, is still a good defensive defenseman.
Yeah, you got
And you have Matt
Dumba,
Dumba.
you got Spurgeon. I like saying it's Spurgeon, I know, but that Don Cherry clip. Jared Spurgeon, goal of the week. Watch this here, boy. Watch this here, kid. He's way to go. He plays baseball. Look at here. Oh, way to go.
He has that word by word right in his head.
Yep, word
Dude,
by word.
that's going to be like...
It's the only thing by Don Cherry I'll ever remember.
Like, if he gets Alzheimer's, it's going to be the only thing that's in his head still.
I'll be 95. Just sitting in my rocker.
He'll be on his deathbed, and that's what he's going to recite. Every single... Like, it's just
last
gonna be
word.
that.
To make sure it's his
It's
last
going to be on
words.
his grave.
Dude, I'll be on my deathbed. You come visit me, and you know I'm fading away, and I'm just like, Jared Spurgeon, goal of the week. Watch this here, boy. Watch this here, kid.
And I'm going to walk away. I'm just going to leave.
I'm holding my hand up. He's way to go. He plays baseball. Oh, look at here. Then die.
Come back to finish the quote, and then die. Again.
There it is. So I don't know, man. Well,
They have Jonas Brodin.
that series is so up in the air. I mean, I still don't think going with Stalock was the right choice. I think you go with the tall guy who's been proven. But
It works. It's working out for them.
Well, I also think
it's working.
Elias Pettersson is still like laying down, head on the pillow, still sleeping.
yeah,
a
he
little
hasn't
bit.
really done anything. Like, he's gotten shots off, but like,
He needs to wake up.
yeah, he's got to wake up. Shoot.
Because when Bo Horvat is producing, then
Yeah.
you know there's a problem.
Yeah, I feel like Vancouver, once they just get going, like they can win this series, but they got to get going, and they haven't
need
really.
Quinn Hughes to step up and play good, and they need Elias Pettersson, Brock Besser, Tyler Toffoli is going to be a big part of this series as well.
Everybody's just got to step up for them.
You can't have your leading like point scorers being Bo Horvat and Tanner Pearson.
Well, I mean, Bo's fine because he's one of their big guys,
I
but
mean, yeah, at least that's your captain. But Bo he's a two-way forward. Really, he's
Yeah.
just a defensive forward.
yeah,
If he gets 50 points, and that's a good season.
yeah. Now, we finished off with Nashville and Mayotte,
Well, we're not
baby.
finishing it off.
Well, different plans.
Well, finishing the plans, yeah.
Yeah,
but
that's what I mean.
I thought you would mean finishing it off.
Anyways, yeah, team full of centers. They acquired Mikael Granlund and got rid of somebody who was a proven better wing and was younger. Nah, they're set up for failure.
So-
I love
Yeah.
Nashville, but
At least Hall is doing what we wanted him to do, is stepping up a little bit to prove that he needs the
playing
money.
Really,
So
he's
is
playing
Kessel.
really good.
so is Kessel.
Well, Kessel he recovered from the injury.
Yeah,
Not 100%, I don't think, but
I don't think Kessel's produced, but he's playing well.
he has like 3 assists and
What
a goal.
is he known for assists?
He has a goal. Yeah, I think he has. I know for sure he has a goal.
Well, let's
He
have a
might
look.
have 2, and I think he has 3 assists. He plays on the same line as Hall. They can't both just score every single goal. Like they have to set each other up.
somebody's got to
Have a
give
look.
somebody the puck. It's just passing back and forth.
Why doesn't it
Constant
have?
shooting.
Okay, it has play-ins for some people, but it doesn't have it for Kessel and Hockey DB.
Of course, it doesn't. Why would it?
It's like Kobe and LeBron being on the same team, just shooting, hoping somebody gets the bucket, competing against each other for points.
But yeah, Kessel's look good. Arizona's defense
Hey, why
has
didn't you
prevailed.
do that? Kobe's doing the smarter thing. He's going on the actual app.
Because I can do what I want.
Yeah, he might pull it up before you.
Yeah, you probably will. But I just do everything on my computer.
Yeah.
So.
True.
Taylor Hall has 4 points. Christian Dvorak is up there. Oh my god.
He's not playing bad, man. He's playing pretty well. Same with Clayton Keller.
My guy Clayton Clutch Keller. I love that man.
Yeah,
He's a good player.
Playing Kessel's stats. I don't think he has a goal. I can't remember him scoring.
No, he has a goal for sure. I know he does. I'll put money on it.
1/4 of stock.
He's
Just
on
kidding.
the app
I
right now.
lied.
Yeah, see? Told you.
He doesn't have one?
Hey,
No.
look at me. Right again.
Look, so what it was?
The man
he
who
had,
shan't
He had a
be
goal
wrong.
and they credited it to someone else afterwards.
Oh, okay, so that's what it was.
Yeah, but I mean,
So he has 3 assists in 3 games.
not really what he's known for, but he's putting up points.
He's still producing.
Yeah,
It's a
producing's
point a game.
producing. I mean, Hall's playing well. Kessel's playing well. Their centers are finally playing well. When
Hey man, leave Derek Stepan alone. I mean, Hall is on the same thing. He's just 1 point ahead. 3 assists in 3 games and then 1 goal.
hey,
Still
there it is,
producing.
man. Got a goal.
Getting points up there.
And their
Proving-
Garland finally scored.
Trying to earn the money that he wants.
their power plays actually looked pretty good.
As it should. I mean, yeah, you have an old defense primarily, but you have OEL, you have Jason Demers, Alex Goligoski, all of which can move the puck.
Yeah, you have puck moving D. I mean, that doesn't go away when you get old. So
They have this guy, Ilya Labushkin.
you wanna
Don't
bet?
know what he is, but he is a defenseman.
yeah,
He's
and
there.
and you got Kemper,
Nicholas
brick wall.
Hjalmarsson.
the brick wall Kemper. Dude, he's stopping everything. If he's seeing the puck, he's gonna stop.
Oh, so he's got
See?
brick wall
That's
badge
how you
on.
counter it. Take his eyes out. Can't say
But
what
he's
you
so
can't see.
big that he can just look over you, though.
Nope, just poke his eyes out.
Three
Can't say what you
Stooges right
can't
there.
see. Can't say what you can't see.
Dude, it was funny though because even in Game 2 when Nashville tied the series, in the last minute and a half, the Yotes put up 2 goals. It was
Yep.
4-0 after an empty netter, and then within a minute and a half, the Yotes put up 2 goals and then made it look like a respectable game, even though it obviously wasn't.
See, here's what you do.
And it sent the message that in Game 3, the Yotes got it done.
You get Austin Watson. You're probably the tallest forward on Nashville. Just go out there, and his job, don't even look at the puck. Just stare eye to eye with Darcy Kemper and move wherever he moves.
And you gotta do something.
He can't save it if he can't see it.
See, now I want to know what would suck if the Yotes do win the cup and that GM's just sitting there.
Oh my god.
Imagine being that guy. Like, you quit, and
And then they
all
get
of a
the
sudden
cup
they
and you
win the
don't get
cup.
your ring.
Guy's just, he's
Knock
not
on-
even,
knock on the door. So, I was technically a part of the organization.
So my ring size is a size 9.
dude, that would be so funny. He's just like, not even paying attention to hockey, like, anymore. And he's just scrolling on his phone and he just sees Stanley Cup champions, Arizona Coyotes. And he's like,
Damn it!
no. Just, ain't that a bitch.
Karma. She's a bitch.
I build that team, I leave.
I think the Yotes are going to get this done. I don't, like, Nashville, like, it's so funny because there's such a powerhouse on paper, and then
It's all chemistry.
they
don't
just,
have any.
yeah, they never wake up, and then that's just how Nashville's been, and I don't think it's going to change.
And honestly, I think it's because they lost a vocal leader, PK Subban.
Yeah, when he left, that changed everything.
When he was
Honestly.
there, they were a team that competed night in and night out.
Why did they trade him again?
Cap reasons.
Yeah, he was getting paid way too much for where he was at the time.
They traded him, and at that point, you lost a vocal leader. Like, when PK Subban's on a team, he gets emotionally invested into that team.
See, now that's why I'm
Yeah.
trying to... Do you think they technically lost that trade with Weber then?
The Weber
Because-
Subban trade?
Yeah.
Technically, yes, because you now no longer have
Because now,
Subban,
exactly, you didn't
and
get anything back out
didn't
of
get
Subban.
anything in return from that. You got Steve Santini.
Yeah, when the trade first happened with Montreal,
You should have been that winning team.
it was a clear win for the Preds.
Exactly.
And then
They got
as-
us-
That's what I'm saying.
They went to a cup final.
Yeah.
And then as time rolls out, like but then at the same time, because Montreal's still in trouble because if Weber gets hurt again or something and retires early, the way his contract is set up, they're going to have a major
paying for
cap
him.
penalty for a long time. So they're both like at risk, and then right now Montreal's like the current winner. But this trade, it's not going to be done until both guys are retired and out of the league, assuming Weber retires after this contract.
And, like, as of right now, I guess it's a win for Montreal. But overall, in the grand scheme of things, I think it's a pretty even trade. Montreal gets a defensive defenseman.
They both got what they wanted. Nashville just handled it poorly.
They handled it poorly, and on top of it, like, I honestly think they just made the wrong decision in trading him. You have other pieces that you can move to save cap. Like, you can move Kyle Turris. You really think a bad team isn't going to take a center?
Yeah.
Like, you could trade him back to Ottawa. They lose Matt Duchene to you. You now have Matt Duchene. They traded him somewhere else, and then you get him. You really think, Ottawa, they're terrible. What do they have? A bunch of cap space. Kyle Turris and a first-round draft pick?
Or maybe you move Johansson in a couple pieces to try to improve and get a better center than him.
Back in one faceoffs.
Yeah.
Johansson's probably, outside of Nick Bonino, probably their best faceoff guy.
Yeah, by default.
When you got a lot of shit, you pick the best shit you got.
Well, he's the only guy that's consistently been playing center, so obviously he's doing something right. They keep throwing centers around because none of those guys can figure it out somehow. I don't know. So, moving on from the play-ins, you guys want to get into the Boston Bruins?
Yeah, Dylan.
See, now you're just happy because you don't want them to win, but just being a Boston fan, it just sucks watching them play sloppy. Like, their defense is not where it should be, and I just can't. I don't like watching sloppy hockey.
No, look, like, I have a lot of things that I want to criticize. I do, but at the same time, it's like, one, these games don't matter. Two, I want them to lose.
Because, like, the other thing is, like, DeBrusque, he's not trusting himself again. Because there was a lot of times yesterday I screamed, shoot! Because he's just sitting there holding it. He has a perfect time to shoot it. He just passes it back to the point.
I didn't know he was a Philly fan. Shoot!
That's how I felt. Just screaming,
It's
shoot.
been the entire time. Like, the whole team is passing more than they're shooting.
Which is,
It's
you're not
too
going to get the puck
fancy.
in the back of the net by just cycling.
They go through this stint every single time. It's
And I
happened.
hate it.
It happens for the past 3 seasons.
It just drives me crazy.
DeBrusque is going through the DeBrusque cycle. He plays hot, and then
But
he's
you're trying.
invisible.
You need to do something because you're trying to prove that you want that $6 million.
This is the type of player he is, like it or not. He's not gonna get $6 million. He's not gonna get 6.5. He's gonna get 3.5 or 4, if that. He has yet to put up 50 points.
If he plays well,
That's what I'm saying.
if he plays well in the playoffs, honestly, his agents got an argument for him to get paid because
He produced
no, it's not even that. Who else do you have? The Bruins-
after the first line.
Yeah.
Okay.
After
If you're
the first
Boston,
line,
then you
who
say,
else do you have?
well, you want 6.5. We don't want to pay you. You don't have arbitration rights. And then you go, you have value. Now we trade you. We'll get somebody else.
Yeah, but that's not going to fly.
Why not? They can just trade him. He has
No
zero
one-
say in it.
Yeah, he has no say, but
And there's
He's
teams
not-
that will pay him 6.5.
he's not a very good player in the grand scheme of things. Like, if he was on a forward deep team, he's playing third line. He's not a
He's
second
only
liner.
top because he's here.
Yeah, it's because he's here.
Skill-wise, he's a bona fide second-line player. But production-wise, he's never shown that.
Yeah, but you think about
He's yet to play a full season, and he's yet to get 50 points.
it this way though. Yeah, that's the only, like, he's not a great player, but when you go into these contract negotiation, both sides know that on any other team that has forward depth, he's probably a third liner. So if you go to trade him, that's what you're going to get back.
Is a
Another third liner. And because he doesn't have a contract, you're going to need to throw in more to get him to go somewhere else. Because he's an RFA.
Is yours?
That's
Yeah, but
that's
being an RFA, but also not having arbitration rights makes it a little bit more of a sell because of the fact that you have complete control.
Yeah, you have complete control, but if you're DeBrusque and his agent, you're going from a team where you expected to get paid pretty decent to a team where you're going to get what you're probably worth. That's going to be a nightmare of a negotiation. It's going to be a nightmare, especially if he's got a good agent. So nobody's really going to want an asset like that. Like if he was a second liner,
he comes up in every single trade. Like every single
because it's
single one.
It's Boston. You have your untouchables on the top line, and then everybody else. So yeah, you're gonna pick the best one.
It's either they either say we want McAvoy and or DeBrusque.
Yeah, that's the dumbest idea I've ever heard. And if somebody says that, they don't know what they're talking about.
Like every single trade offer for like even a half decent player like Toffoli, they wanted DeBrusque.
Yeah, Toffoli's not that great, but okay. If DeBrusque was a second liner on every team, like without a doubt, he's just a second line guy, that'd be an easier trade to pull off. But it's because he's not.
Well, the thing is, like I said, talent-wise, he is a second line winger. He has that talent, but
he doesn't have the consistency.
He doesn't have the consistency, and he doesn't play a full season. He plays 60 to 70 games.
Which is fine if you're Evgeny Malkin, but, you know.
But he's not Evgeny Malkin.
Yeah.
And he's not a center.
Yeah, it's fine to get that level of games if you're in those games impacting it pretty heavily. But, you know.
Honestly, like, Bjork doesn't put up that production, but Bjork plays a lot better, like a lot more consistent than DeBrusque does, and he's getting 1.6 for 3 years. Which, my initial thoughts were that's way too much money because the guy, I don't even think has reached 20 points yet.
Yeah, but 1.6 is nothing.
For somebody that's going to be on your third or fourth line, I mean...
The cap is 82.5.
No, I understand that. I'd rather pay him less because he's an RFA with no arbitration rights. You can give him a cheaper deal.
Kid. Leafs third liners are making $3 million. Pipe down,
that
okay?
Is stupid. That is stupid.
Yeah, we have third liners making $3 million, okay?
That's poor
You're making
cap
1.6. Relax.
But the deal could become...
Because we got people that actually knows how to manage money.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's the Ontario tax. It's the only reason.
Oh, okay.
It's like if Montreal had elite forward depth, oh my god, I would not want to be their GM. Because their taxes are worse than Ontario's. How the hell are you going to negotiate that?
That's why you usually go to Dallas or somewhere where taxes aren't that bad.
What's that short kid's name that put up like 70 goals or whatever, and he's not playing on them right now? They drafted him last year. And you were mad that he slipped to Montreal. The hell is his name? Yeah, Cole Caulfield. If he becomes an NHL level scorer and he's putting up 45-50 in Montreal, oh my god, that contract negotiation is gonna suck. It's all about the taxes.
But I mean, like I said with Bjork, I feel like he could actually grow and make that contract into a steal of a contract. Being at 1.6 for 3 years, what's to say...
Hasn't been proving it.
What? He's gotten 2 shoulder injuries back-to-back years.
So why take the risk if he's just going to be completely injured all the time?
No, he actually didn't get hurt this year. He played very well.
We had a short season. Wait till playoffs.
Same thing with last year. He came off the shoulder injury and played well. So, now that his shoulder is completely healed, he's playing very good hockey. He was one of the only ones that I noticed in all 3 games that the Bruins have played so far that actually looked good.
Do you agree with me or do you agree with them?
I don't remember. I haven't watched a ton of the Bruins. Why would I watch the round robins? I would rather...
You've been watching hockey a lot.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of hockey, but if I have a play-in game and a round robin at the same time, going with the play-in.
Playing it, yeah.
So being at 1.6 and with the way that he plays, he could end up being a 20-goal, 35, 40-point guy, and that would make the 1.6 look really good.
Yeah, but he's got to do that.
Yes, he does, but he has the potential to do it, and that's what the Bruins are hoping that happens.
Yeah, and I hope Austin Matthews scores 80 goals this season.
You hope. You wish.
Yeah, you hope. You got to set these goals.
No, that's what I mean. But some players require incentives.
Yeah.
You give him the 1.6 that he wants, then you say, okay, now you produce.
Yeah, he's probably got a bunch of like performance bonuses and stuff.
It's
Oh, wait,
like-
no, actually, you can't have performance bonuses on anything that's not ELC. That's right. You can only have.
You can have incentives, though.
No, that's what I mean. I don't think you can have incentive bonuses not on an ELC. Remember reading. I don't know if that's still true.
Chara has incentive bonuses.
I don't know if that's still true, but I was reading for my class one of the books we were reading. I don't know if it's still true, but like 15, 20 years ago, that was the case when they first made mandatory ELCs. Like, you can only have incentive bonuses on ELCs.
No, because Chara has incentive bonuses, and he's on a 35 and older contract.
So they must have changed that then.
But like I said, DeBrusque, if I'm looking at it as the GM, I'm seeing not one full season, not one in the 3 years you've played with us, and you haven't touched 50 points. You've had 27 goals once, but you've never touched 50 points. You're not getting 6.5. We'd give you 4 to 4.5 at the very max.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously going to ask for 6.5.
Obviously,
you
but
got to ask for more
definitely
than
not
what you're
getting
worth. I bet Matthews and Marner probably asked for 13. That's how negotiations work. But 4.5, like 4 to 5.
I still wouldn't touch 5 yet. Like, if I'm going to
Yeah,
give
but
somebody
who else
5,
are you going to pay? Who the
That's
hell else
the
do you got to
point.
pay?
I'd rather save the money and maybe go pay.
Krug?
Maybe put the money
He's
somewhere
on
else.
stand, bro.
The only reason I think he'd stay is for 1 to 2 years, just because of the fact that COVID hit, and
Yeah.
that team might not want to pay that much money to get him. That's the only reason I could see him staying, and it'd be for a shorter amount of time. But I think he'd make roughly 7.5.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Just because you got teams like Montreal that have a lot of cap and they're looking to spend it.
Detroit.
It's just like I hate to lose another good defenseman.
Well,
Again,
look,
buddy,
look.
that
He's
can
an
score
He's
offense.
a puck-moving offensive
What
defenseman.
team are we talking about?
I know.
And what are they known for doing? Churning out defensemen left and right.
Look,
It's not going to be a big deal.
I love Krug. He's a puck-moving offensive defenseman.
And definitely like losing him for nothing, get nothing back out of it either.
Well, yeah, he's a UFA.
So it's gonna, I know, but that's why I'm saying that would suck.
Yeah,
Because at least we got something out of Dougie. Not really. We got a bag of pucks, but we didn't really get anybody out of Dougie.
Dougie and Lucic, you got Senyshyn and Saboro.
Eh.
Senyshyn, they're
You
both
got
still young.
plays out of games,
They're both still young.
Yeah, as long as you're getting games played out of them. I mean, that's all that matters.
Like, they're both still
like
young
yeah, you got
prospects,
more out of it
but,
than you did out of Sagan. I'll say that. But
like, trading Dougie and getting Zaboral, I mean, it's
but
already...
you're trading a first round player and you don't get any picks out of it, like
you don't
high
need to get
picks.
picks. You can still get players.
Yeah, it's like there's not a lot you can do because for what he's going to be asking, you don't have the cap to do that because you have other guys to worry about. Like
I'd
if
rather
you,
just save
Well,
the
you've
money.
been dishing out money to extend people that's not going to be having a contract up until later.
but it's Cruz. Honestly, like if he wants to stay, this is my dollar amount. If you want any more than that, see you later. Because I'm the Boston
expendable.
Bruins. Yeah, I'm the Boston Bruins, and he is a small left-handed defenseman that just puts up points and is liable defensively.
You know who else is a small left-handed defenseman who has the potential to put up points if he was inserted higher into the lineup and given Krug's time? Matt Grzelcyk.
Yeah, like you're even if he's not the same as Krug, like you have so many prospects and your player development on the D side is so good, you can get somebody who might play different, and that's fine, but as long as he's playing well. That's all that matters.
You have Charlie McAvoy. Charlie McAvoy can step up and play in that position as well. If he gets more power play time, like if he gets first minute power play time, I guarantee you he gets a lot more points and a lot more goals. Krug is being fed I want to say he probably plays out of a 2-minute power play about a minute and a half to a minute and 40 seconds.
Because that's when he scores
That's
the most
per
is on the power play.
That's per power play.
Yep.
And a lot of his points come from the power play. That's expendable. Yes, I'm gonna miss him. I like him. I'm very critical of him because I like him. I do the same thing with Pasternak and McAvoy. I don't really shit on Chara because I don't care. The guy's ancient.
Yeah, if he messes up, like, all right,
It's all right.
yeah.
Like, I want him to mess up. Because if he plays good, then I'm like, uh-oh. What's going on?
Well, then you got to pay this guy again, and then
He's here at age 53. Like
the drop
Brady.
off is going to happen eventually.
It's supposed to happen.
Chara, please get coned. Just get coned. Don't you just look at him. Just wave. Just wave as he goes by.
Just don't use your big body and big stick.
Like, on one hand, I want him to play good enough to win a cup, but on the other hand, I don't want him to play
the thing
good
is-
because I don't want him to make any more money than he's already making.
Yeah.
Because then it's an overpay.
Because you don't want to sign him again.
Yeah, but you want your guys to succeed, though. Like,
No, I do, but
having to
an
pay your
extent.
To an
guys.
extent, you don't want a
If you're paying
50-something-year-old.
if you're paying a 43-year-old man $5 million,
Yeah, but if that
unless it's Jaromir Jagr and he's getting like 50 points a season still,
if that 43-year-old man's playing 25 minutes a night and he's shutting down people, I mean, hey, screw it, man.
Hey, he's dead by the end of the night, but he's still performing.
Yeah, but at that point, age is only a number, and he's playing like he's 25.
he's getting $2 million
Well,
right
he ain't
now.
playing
I
like
think
he's
that's
25.
Fine. I think $2 million.
I'd say 30s.
I think $2 million's fair. You have Chara for God knows how much longer.
Yep.
I don't know when this guy's going to retire.
Whenever he feels like it.
Or if he's just going to die on the ice. The guy's just going to mid-play have a stroke, and that's going to be the end of his life.
No, I'm not that concerned about Krug. I mean,
I'm more concerned with getting wings.
you just
Well, you just
need-
signed so many wins and centers back.
Well, we
Well,
need,
no,
we
it's
need
not
centers
about-
as well, but
It's not about signing. It's about like
that's
you
what
draft these good players. Can, for the love of God, you turn them into something?
like
That's what Boston's known for, though.
DeBrusque
No,
Any
on the
sport.
on the back end.
That's what I'm just saying. Like, any sport, like you look at the Celtics, you got all these first round draft picks. Do something with them.
No, it's not even about the first rounders.
anybody that you draft.
Yeah,
Look at Carson Coleman. I mean,
Nikita Kucherov was in the second round. I mean, it's not about the first rounders. It's about player
Turning those
development. And
I'm just saying, like, do something with what you got out of it. It's like Boston's not good with
when
that.
your best prospect currently is a player that came from a compensatory pick because Chiarelli left.
yeah, yep.
And if you don't know, that's Jack Studnicka. Guy's goated.
He's a
our best-
stud.
He is a stud.
You
Dude.
see, because
He's our best prospect. And
no, he definitely is, without a doubt.
your next best prospect is a defenseman.
Shocker.
Other than that, you have Trent Frederick.
Wow, the Boston Bruins having a good
Your
defensive prospect.
Your best prospect is a forward who's a center / right wing. Your next prospects are pretty much defensemen, and then you have Trent Frederick, who has potential to be a second line center. What's he most likely going to be? Third line
Fourth
center.
line.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious that the Bruins player development on the forward side either doesn't try stuff, or when they do, they don't know how to do it properly.
We have good depth forwards, but we don't have any superstars.
Yeah, and it's give two options. Either one, you commit to making good forward development and trying to improve that part of your organization, or
You spend the money.
no, not even that, or you just go all in on your defensive side, and then you have a high turnover rate of defensemen, and you turn those defensemen in trades into forwards.
True.
Just
I mean-
already getting fully developed guys.
You could do that, but you can also go out there and because the Bruins don't spend. They're
Yeah.
notorious
No, they
for
don't.
not spending. Just go into free agency because there's always bound to be a decent forward who's already better than
That
half
you just
your
need
roster.
some at the third
Yeah.
or second.
Just go out and spend
Somebody.
Anybody.
instead of giving,
anything.
instead of paying
Take the broom closet.
too much money for old guys just to have a name. Go out there and get somebody who's half decent. Give them the $5 mil, $6 mil. Have
Yeah.
them come in and play. You brought in Andre Kasha. Unfortunate right now. because he barely got to play. He got re-injured, and now he has a whole thing going on that he doesn't want to talk about.
I mean, what are you gonna do?
He's back in the bubble. He's in
Well,
Toronto.
we'll see.
He'll be back.
Yeah, playoffs.
The other
He's not
person
gonna
you
worry
bring
about
in
it.
is Nick Ritchie. Oh my god, don't get me
I
started.
don't mind Richie. Like,
Because he's built like you.
he's he's built.
My
he's
God,
out
he's
there to-
killed him. He's killed him. He's broken it.
We got him for not to score, just like for people to hit. Really,
Oh yeah,
Anybody
you
can
don't.
throw
you
it.
don't bring Richie to
Anybody
put
can throw a
points.
hit. I'd much rather have Heinen. Heinen has way more
I
use
did
to
not.
you.
Heinen had more use because he put the puck in the net, or he put the puck on somebody else's
A
stick,
stick
so
to
they
get
could
it
put it
into
in the
the
net.
net.
And on top of it,
That's
he helped out defensively.
it was a major mistake to trade him for. I mean, if you traded him for someone who also was going to score, fine. But you trade him for Nick Ritchie,
So-
who was not going to put the puck in the net.
What happened was Heinen and Cassidy never
It
saw
was another,
eye to
but it
eye.
was another thing where you got a player
Sick job
cheaper.
interrupted him.
So, well, I want to get the point in before I forgot it.
Just say it.
It was you did it to get more salary cap in the off season. That's what you really did it for.
Well, look,
Yeah, it was a cap move, but
it's very scummy what the Bruins did. They gave Heinen a contract and committed to him, and then traded him because Cassidy didn't like him.
Hockey's a business.
I know, but Cassidy didn't like him. Cassidy refused to play him.
You do what the coach thinks you need to be able to get
The
the
owner's
cup.
the one spending the
Well,
money.
There's a yin and yang there because
Mike Babcock.
yeah, you
With whatever games were left, what did you hear of Heinen and
yeah, but there,
And
What's he
Anaheim.
supposed? He
Hang on,
actually
hang on.
did good.
there's you can either if you agree with your coach that you need to move this kid to get somebody else in, obviously you're going to make that move. But if you disagree with him, you force him to have a roster that he doesn't like, and I don't care that you don't like it. Play this roster the way it's supposed to be played. I don't care if you don't like it, because if you don't like it, I'll bring in somebody else that does. I don't care.
obviously he's doing a fine enough job with what he can do with what he's building because he's got a
Cassidy's
Stanley Cup team.
Cassidy's a really good coach.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about like Babcock, because when Babcock was running the league,
Oh yeah, he wasn't
he
doing
had a
anything really.
fantastic roster and refused to use it the right way. And it's like, dude, obviously you're going to get fired eventually.
So it's like,
We'll bring in somebody that does it the right way.
Oh yeah, we
Yes.
forgot to bring that up, by the way.
What?
Him being hired.
Oh yeah, what was it, Vermont as
Yeah,
like
Vermont.
a volunteer
Yeah.
consultant?
yeah, something like that.
I mean,
I forgot we wanted to bring that up, and I
he's
just
getting
remembered
paid
that.
by the Leafs for. I
He's
don't
still getting paid by the Leafs?
know. Yeah, when you fire a coach, his contract is still guaranteed.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, so he's getting paid for like another 5 years or something.
Love to see
Trading
that.
Heinen.
The Leafs
was-
are owned by a corporation; they'll be just fine.
Yeah, they will. It was bad because one, Cassie didn't like him because Heinen wasn't skilled. He's not a skilled player, and I mean that's whatever.
Who on the Bruins? That's what the first line is.
I mean Heinen, he's not. You don't say, "Oh, Dan Heinen's out there. I can't wait to see him deke somebody."
Right.
No, he's a reliable forward. He's there to help defensively, kill penalties, and give somebody else the puck.
He's like a Toyota.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a reliable guy.
You don't want it. You don't necessarily want it, but
No.
if you need a good starting a starter car,
You
don't
can
get
run it into the ground and it'll work.
yeah, it'll work for you.
Put a little oil in there, a little bit of gas,
Nick
set it
Ritchie-
right up.
Is the complete opposite. Doesn't have skill.
Nope.
He's slow,
Yep.
and he doesn't help in any other facet of hockey other than the fact that he's big and can hit. And he doesn't even throw his body around that much.
Because he can't skate to the guy. You can't throw your body if you can't catch up to the dude.
Can I just throw this out real
Nope.
fast because I just
Nope.
saw it, read.
Nope, I caught it. You can't throw it out. Got it.
The NHL actually might keep this like expanded playoff. They're talking about that.
I
I'm not against it.
don't like. I wouldn't
play-
like it at 24. If they put it at 20, love it.
If they made it so the playoffs were the same, but you had maybe a wild card series or two beforehand, I
I'd
wouldn't
say
mind that.
a wild card of one game because you don't want to keep the playoff teams waiting on the wild card.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Just
so
'cause,
like baseball, the one game.
Or like in
In and
football,
out.
it's one game.
So what you would do?
Yeah,
is you'd add a wild card series, and then maybe you add one extra like playoff team. So that playoff team, I'd say you do it the way they normally do it, and then what happens is like there's a certain cutoff for the wild card race. The team that's number one in that wild card race gets a bye, and then the next two teams play each other to be in that series. So it'd be like a one game wild card type of deal, and then you go into the playoffs. So you add like an extra 2 teams to the playoffs necessarily.
Yeah, because you can't. I mean, you can, but it wouldn't be wise as far as revenues go to have a 32-team league and 16 teams make it.
Oh yeah, no, that's
You
not
got to
smart at all.
expand it so there's a little bit of extra revenue before the 16 teams get going.
I think they're just doing it more to get more hockey out there. Really?
Yeah, it's not a bad
Just-
idea.
No, there's nothing wrong with it. The more hockey that's played, the
Exactly.
better.
And the American market is used to wildcard games already. It's not that big of a deal.
Oh, it's
Like-
nothing to them.
Yeah, so it's you can market that pretty easily.
And yeah, like you said, having more teams, the league, you should have more teams in the playoffs. I mean, you just grow. Like if there was a 100-team league and only 16 teams are making the playoffs, then
Yeah, right. Especially their goal is to probably get to 40 teams eventually. How many years that takes, who knows? But
I mean,
eventually,
You want 40
it
teams
has
on
a
the
bright side.
Yeah, but, like,
it
if
has
they're-
a bright side, but it also has a downside.
if they have 40 teams, but their timeline for getting that is like 30 years from now, all right, that's a lot of time.
Sure, I'm just trying to figure out
If
where
they're
else.
going
You're
to
gonna...
get the 40 teams, you at least need to then move the teams that don't really have a revenue or a fan base.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So a
That's
team
what I'm
like,
saying.
A team like Florida should get moved somewhere where they're going to have a fan base.
I don't want to see Florida get moved until they try Miami. Because that was the original
Where are
plan.
they right now? I'm not that good at area.
They're-
Where's Disney? They're like
No.
Orlando.
they are
No, I was gonna
nowhere
say that's
near that.
Orlando.
They are nowhere near that. Where?
You think out of all the hockey places?
Nope.
I mean, all
Bro, the computer's listening. Where do the Florida Panthers play? They play
Thank you,
in,
FBI agent.
where's Sunrise, Florida?
because you'd think
Of course, there's a place
in
there
Florida
called
you would put a
Sunrise.
place
right.
in Tampa and you put a team in Miami. That's the common sense.
They are quite a ways away from Miami. They're, I mean, if people know Florida, so Fort Lauderdale's on the East Coast,
Mm-hmm.
and then basically on the same latitude or longitude, the horizontal one.
Lawn.
No.
That and long. I'm pretty
That's what I'm saying.
I
This-
would, yeah. They're just on the other side. They're on the western side of Florida, on the opposite side of Fort Lauderdale. But they're
That's
quite
just
a
an awkward place.
yeah. And they're just a lot of ways. Like
You want a fan base, but you won't put it in a popular area.
yeah,
It's like with Ottawa.
yeah.
Well,
No, I'm
the
serious,
thing is they had history, so that's why they threw an Ottawa team back
No.
there.
I'm not. The team is fine. The arena is so far away from everything that nobody goes.
Well, it's the same thing with any lake sport, like Redskins. Sorry, Washington
R
football
word.
team.
The R word.
The Washington football team. I have to get used to that.
Yeah.
You're racist.
Yep. There it is. Cancel Dylan.
They're so far out that they had to put a train station in to be able to go there.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Pats.
No, I mean if
You can still innovate. Look at what the Bruins did.
Well, I know
Try
that.
driving to TD Garden. Good luck.
oh yeah,
You'll be 3 hours late to the
But
game,
I'm
and
s- I'm just saying, like, it's not a heavily
Like,
populated area.
I could not tell you if the Garden has a parking lot. Couldn't tell you.
I think
You
they
just-
just put one in.
you take a train in, and then
Yeah.
you find the T, and then you take the T straight to the Garden.
Well,
You just gotta hope it's not a late game where all the trains are canceled at that point.
Well, no, don't they run them late for Bruins games?
Yeah, they do.
Do they? I
They do.
Yeah.
But they're run at certain times. Like, if you miss it, you have to wait like an hour and a half
Yeah.
for the next one.
Yeah, you got to be on top of it. But like,
We would literally.
which sucks during the winter because
game,
you really won't. That's bad because the rails are always bad in Lowell
the
to the
Montreal
T.
game. Me and my dad drove in, and then we took the T. So we just found a found a random parking place that was like right next to it. Had we taken the train like we wanted to, we would have missed it because it was a 10:30 train and the game ended at 11. So we would have had to then wait till 12:30 for the next train.
Screw
God.
that.
Thank God we drove.
I was gonna say I had to drive into a Celtics game before. Was that a bitch to get out of? Because not only was it the traffic for the game, CVS that's right across the street from them had delivery truck just sitting right there.
All right.
I was like, that's a perfect time for delivery. Is
Yeah.
It's not
10
delivery,
o'clock
it's
in the night.
DiGiorno.
I think so. The Panthers, in their contract with their arena, there's a clause for the Panthers where if the team is losing a certain amount of money over the last 5 years, they can get out of the deal and move.
I'm sorry, Florida. I want to see you
And
do something, but tank.
they're on track to do that, especially with the fans not coming in this season. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, not really many there anyways, but that's more or less
Man,
revenue.
you're 3 fans.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with
Dude,
the
I
Rays,
think
too,
like
but-
season tickets for them like 3 years ago was like $70. Something like that.
Do
It
I
was
hear a Florida
crazy
Panther
cheap.
fan? Get to see every game.
But yeah, if they're on track to get out of that contract, the arena deal.
I'd like to see that. Because if they don't succeed in Miami, just move the team, man.
Yeah,
There's
if it
plenty
doesn't
of other
work,
hockey towns.
yeah, if it doesn't work there, which honestly, if they market it well, it should work just fine. It should.
You're also assuming that the Florida Panthers have a good marketing team.
True.
But
If they have a marketing team at all.
right.
It's
Yeah.
just Ray who just happened to be on the street, like walking across that day. Hey,
You want a
Ray,
job?
You want to market the team, man? You can run the social media, you can run the ads, everything.
Yeah, I mean they
The
gotta
mascot.
try Florida. Maybe they need to rebrand, change the team name or something, do something.
The Miami Panthers.
Well, I mean the Panthers name, like change it.
If you move to Miami, you can do so much more.
Yeah. I don't see why it wouldn't work. I really don't.
Because you will have people go in. Like, you share your stadium. You go to the same stadium as the Heat. You split it there. You already know a lot of people will go there.
And if you're going to go to Miami, you can always change the name to something that rivals the Kraken. If you rebrand yourself.
Well, if you're doing Miami, you're challenging the Heat. So you got to challenge
but
them.
you
The
can
Miami Cold.
No, but I mean, there's like, so you have the Miami Dolphins, and you can come up with a water animal, some sort of thing,
Something.
I don't know, that rivals a Kraken. That way, maybe now Seattle and you can get more
The
publicity.
Miami
because it's-
Harpoons.
See? Something. The Miami Kraken Killers. I don't know. Just something.
You just see Kraken's Twitter. So you're going against us, question mark?
No, because, I mean, what gets you more revenue? Having a new team or having a new team that has a rivalry?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like the Panthers and the Lightning don't even really have a rivalry. It's
No,
like
it's no contest. The people go to see the Lightning win. Even Florida fans want to see the Lightning win.
yeah.
They're there because it's a cheap ticket.
Well, I think the way that dynamic is down there is all of the Florida hockey fans are fans of both, and then whichever
How does
one's
that-
better.
Well, actually,
How
the way
did-
the
yeah,
whole
but whichever
dynamic-
one's better, that's the one they're going with.
So it's
Because
usually Tampa.
but like 15, 20 years ago, the Panthers were really good.
the way
They had a
it
playoff
goes
run.
down
They
there
went deep.
is
That's kind of sus, though.
football,
Well, yeah.
college football,
Yeah.
baseball.
I think they do college football before regular football.
Yeah, probably.
'Cause that's down
college
south.
football, then football, then it'd probably be college baseball,
Mhm.
then baseball, then you have basketball, and then you have whoever's doing better out of Florida.
Yeah, I was going to say.
College
because,
basketball.
Yeah, because college basketball.
And then it's whoever's doing better out of the Panthers or the Lightning.
Because
Yeah.
down there for football, they got UCF.
So because the Lightning are doing good and they've been relevant, they go up a little bit.
Yeah, and
Panthers-
they have pretty good attendance.
the
They're in a
Panthers-
good city.
The Panthers are there.
Tampa Bay, yeah. Actually, I think I'd put hockey over their baseball
No,
because
I'm
they have
telling you-
zero
I'm
attendance.
telling you, the absolute minute that Tampa even smells being bad, they're going to lose all their fans. Nobody's going to go. They're not going to care.
Yeah, that's
Florida
that's
doesn't care about
a while
hockey.
away,
They just
though.
don't. They care about relevance.
It's just
I mean, it's getting better. I mean,
I'm sure they might have some diehard fans now.
I mean, there's some USHL guys that are from Florida playing. It's like they have. It's slow. I'd say their rise for hockey is slower than Arizona's.
Because they just don't care. What else does Arizona have?
Yeah,
you don't want to
Arizona
watch the
doesn't have much
Diamondbacks.
other than-
You
yeah.
don't want to watch the Cardinals.
Yeah.
they're an up and up team. You got Hopkins now.
You necessarily don't want to watch either of those teams, especially the
Yeah.
D-backs.
I don't know.
Hey, they got a good college
And
football team.
when the Coyotes hockey team's tickets are like $3, might as well.
Yeah. And you know, if that somehow doesn't work out, like if they just screw up Miami too, then it's like, all right.
That's when you take away the team. Like, you
But
do
with-
the,
Dude,
Flames.
With
Quebec's
Bettman-
begging for a team.
With Bettman, they're going to try Miami for 10, 15 years. So,
Yeah.
like, they're going to give it the old college try. And if it really doesn't work, Bettman's like, all right, fine. God, we'll go to Quebec. Jeez.
And
we get the Monarchs back.
Ooh. You hate to see it.
one of the best jerseys of all time.
Yeah. Run
And
through
he
it.
calls them the Monarchs.
Come on. You know this. Come on.
Aye.
Please.
The Monarchs were an AHL team.
Oh,
The Manchester Monarchs.
yeah. I don't know why I did that.
What are they called? What are they?
No.
It's like one of my favorite jerseys of all
The
time.
Quebec what?
What's another slang
Just-
term for?
No. Let's run through it.
I'm not sitting here forever.
Let's
because
run
I'm-
through the
Dude,
film. Let's run
it's
through it.
easy. Canada has two different ways to name their teams. It's either a slang term for being a Canadian,
Yep.
or it's something that has to do with the flag.
Come on, Dylan.
No, I don't. No, I can't.
I'll give you the letter N.
I'll give you another hint.
Nope.
It-
No.
No, it ends weird,
Let's
like most French words.
I know, that's
do.
what I'm saying. Is
run through it. N-O. N-O.
Nor'easter.
It's got the same sound.
I know. They were the Northeasterns?
No.
Northeasterns?
Have
The
you ever played
name-
Skyrim?
Oh.
The name of the
No.
team has that same kind of like flow to it. With the way it's pronounced.
Can we...
It's the French word for northerner. Nordique. Nordiques.
Nordiques.
The Quebec
Come on.
Nordiques.
The
I
Quebec
wasn't watching hockey
Nordiques.
with them.
Neither were we.
Neither were we. We weren't even a thought.
They were in Colorado before we were born. Rybark.
Their first year in Colorado was 1996, and they won the cup.
Then left Colorado, right? No. No.
Just shut
Sorry.
up. No, just
no.
shut-
Shush.
shh.
I remember there was a Colorado team, then they left, and then they came back.
There was a
That-
Colorado.
I know,
that
the
was
what
Rockies.
fucking-
They went to New Jersey.
Yeah.
I know, that's what
They were
messed
also the
me
Kansas
up.
City Scouts.
Was two
Yes,
Colorado
sir.
teams,
Yes, sir.
technically.
Yes, sir.
The same thing with
Yes,
the Jets.
Sir, the Kansas City Scouts.
Dude, they brought him back with the NAHL, the Tier 2 Junior
Oh.
League.
Let's get
KC
it.
Scouts,
Steve.
baby.
They get the exact same jerseys?
Color scheme.
Okay, good enough.
They can't rip off the logo, obviously,
Good enough.
but
good enough.
they got the color scheme.
Good enough. I'm happy. Make me proud, man.
Dude, honestly, it's funny because the whole thing with the Nordiques and the Avalanche, yeah, they left and then they immediately won the cup. But if they didn't sell the team and move to Colorado, that team was going to fold. Because the owner was running it into the ground, even though the team was really good.
And it's a good market. Cause,
Yeah.
so yes, by default, Montreal is going to have Quebec's heart, but there's actually a good amount of people that live there that aren't Montreal fans. They don't like Montreal.
Yeah, because Eric Lindros, historical Philadelphia Flyer, drafted by the Nordiques. Because when he got drafted, he said he was not going to play for that owner.
He said it beforehand.
And he sat out a year, and he could have hopped right in and played NHL hockey, but he played another year junior because he's like, I'm not playing for you. You're going to trade me. Then he eventually traded them to the Flyers.
Got
but
Peter
then
Forsberg in that.
No, hang on. It gets better. Because right when that trade happened, I think it was like a couple hours later or something, after he traded him to the Flyers, the owner for Quebec, or I think it was the GM, one of the two, tried to trade Lindros again to the Rangers because the Rangers package was quote unquote better, which it obviously wasn't because, you have Forsberg and all the other guys that they got.
No, actually Forsberg wasn't a part of it. So what happened was they both had a trade in place and they were just about to sign the dot and trade him to Philly, and then the Rangers called last second. We're like, hey, we'll give you this.
Dude,
wasn't it something like that?
No, I just read
so
this.
So they did trade him?
They traded him to the Flyers, and the trade was signed away, and then he traded them again to the Rangers and just hoped that he could work out the Flyers thing and get that nullified.
So what happened was they ended up going to arbitration.
Cancel out a trade?
No,
they had a arbitrator come in, and then he's like, well, okay, this one was done first, so it's this one, obviously.
That wasn't the exact trade. What happened was they actually had to put moving parts together, add stuff, and take away some stuff. So the Flyers were willing to give up more than the Rangers at that point.
Yeah. It was so hilarious, though. They tried to trade the same player twice.
Hey, you don't know unless you try.
Yeah, you gotta try.
You gotta try it.
Because if it worked out for him, then there you go.
Then Eric Lindros now has to play for two teams. You guys get him for this game, but we get him on this one.
But what if they play each other?
Game
every
1,
period?
we get him. Game 2, we get him.
Every period?
Nah, dude, every shift he's on a new team.
He just wears a half jersey.
No, it's the ones that you can turn inside out, so it's different.
No, it's just half. So if the Flyers are on this side,
oh my god,
the other, like he has the Flyers side, and then when they switch sides, he's on the Rangers.
or like trying to figure this out. He could do
home games only with the Rangers, away games with the Flyers.
Ooh, that'd be terrible. That'd be awful. Or he could do like, I'm thinking like top down, so like the top he's a Flyer and the bottom he's a Ranger.
Ew. Just completely mixes their color scheme and logo. Just makes a new jersey. Get it? New Jersey.
Yeah. You see, because
there's a team.
Because there's a...
You get it?
Yeah.
I don't think he gets it.
No, like, he didn't watch the film.
No, he didn't.
He didn't watch the film.
He didn't even know they were the Colorado Rockies.
Yeah.
I did. I just said it fucks me up just like the Jets having two teams.
Two teams.
Yeah, that is kind of fucked.
It just messes. Like, if you're getting into it and you're just learning it, like, I thought Colorado always had just the one team. Never knew. Until recently. Yes, I might sound like an idiot, but it was just, I never got into this deep into hockey.
On top of it, you're also an idiot.
It's
already noted. It's established. You don't watch film.
Yeah.
All right, we wrap it up.
Noted not film watcher.
Exactly. And how are you supposed to talk about something if you don't watch the film? Siri, nobody asked you.
No, she's on it. She's on the film, bro. His own phone is on the film.
And yeah, he does. Your own phone is watching the film before you. Dude, your nephew probably watches the film before you do.
If the mic didn't pick that up, his phone, his Siri went off and said, I'm on it. Right when we said that. That was awesome.
So,
why did you have to activate her? Huh?
We didn't.
Hey.
Huh?
She's on it.
She knew what we were talking about because she watches the film.
She's in the film room right now, man.
Exactly.
She's on it. She's in the film room. She's never lacking. Never.
Someone doesn't listen to their FBI agent.
Yeah. He's a good guy, dude.
He really is. He's a great guy.
Went to lunch with him last week. Great guy.
Me and him watched Avatar: The Last Airbender together. Both cried.
Nice guy. Loves the game. Plays hard.
He does.
Watch the film.
Extremely hard.
Yeah.
You know what? When I start dozing off from watching the film, he gives me a ring, keeps me up, so I'm watching it all the time.
There it is, man. You love to see it.
You really do.
You love to see it.
Great guy. Meanwhile, Dylan doesn't know. Disregards him.
It is ragging on way too much.
This joke will never die.
I'm talking about right now.
Legends never die.
Exactly.
Right? There it is. It's a legend of the film.
You know what? Maybe Dylan doesn't watch the film Because he can't see.
Says the blind kid.
But I watched the film. What's your excuse?
Yeah, man. He found a way. He persevered. He's got hard work.
Dude, I listened to Drake Bell's Found a Way.
Well,
Theme song to Drake and Josh. I listen to that while I do it. Meanwhile,
hey man, it's just gonna take some time to realize.
it's actually realigned.
It's realigned.
Nope,
But
Yes.
now it's
Nope.
realized.
it's realized.
Because, you know what? We've just realized that you need to watch the film.
Yep.
He will yell at you.
And that is
he will.
he-
He will sit there and say it's realigned.
No, I know he didn't pronounce it well.
No, not at all.
Did not pronounce it well.
But yeah,
How old was he though? Wasn't he like
He's
a teen?
like,
He was like
yeah,
a
he had to be
teenager.
like in Nickelodeon time. He was probably like 17.
Nick,
Yeah,
Nick,
we'll
Nick,
cut him
Nick,
some
Nick,
slack.
Yeah,
when they made that theme song.
Nickelodeon.
he's hitting his like. He was just barely getting off puberty a little bit.
Yeah.
Or maybe Dylan doesn't watch film because he's dyslexic. So he just mixes the teams up. So he doesn't know which
Oh.
film to watch, so therefore he just doesn't watch any of it.
Yeah. So when he's in the film room,
Toronto's
looking
with
through
the
the roles, you know?
Toronto's the red team, right?
Oh yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
making sure.
Yeah.
It's like he's sitting here
With a
watching
C?
like Patriots and like Chiefs film, but he's sitting here he's like, so why are the Toronto Raptors playing the New Jersey Giants?
New Jersey.
It used to be a team.
I know, but they're the New York Giants.
It's the joke.
I wouldn't go that far back. That's just
This guy.
horrible.
This guy, they go right over his head.
Yeah.
Right up and over.
Yep. And he's got a big head too, so it's surprising.
They have to climb the body first. I'm on a roll today, man. I'm on a roll.
Film roll. He's on a film roll.
Exactly.
Surprised you didn't go butter rolls there.
No, because you'd eat me.
Dude, that thing. Dude, those things are so disgusting, though. Why do New Yorkers like that? You've seen them, right? Looks disgusting.
Yeah.
It's just toast with butter. That's all it is. Except a
Too
piece
much
of
butter.
yeah, too much butter instead of a piece of bread. It's a roll. And they're like, no, it's a New York classic. It's like,
They
is
do
it
the
though?
same thing with potatoes. Have you ever had salt potatoes?
A salt potato? Is
You know
it just a whole potato?
You know those little
Ooh.
red potatoes?
Yep.
So instead of, mashing them up and cooking them like a normal human being,
Yep.
they boil water, put salt in it, like a lot of salt, and then dump that in there. They dump the potatoes in there. Those are Syracuse salt potatoes. They're
That
good.
sounds-
They're good. Don't get me wrong.
I don't agree.
No. I've had them. They're good, but it's the laziest way to make food.
Yeah.
You're just boiling and salting potatoes.
There's so many better ways to cook a potato.
I would much rather have a garlic roasted mashed potato.
Dude,
Have you
you've
ever had
never
a cheese potato?
Dude, I got a killer recipe for that.
For cheese potato?
Yes, sir.
I love cheese potato.
Yes, sir.
I know it's very
I'm
fattening,
surprised.
but it's very good.
It's
I
worth it.
didn't even know it was
Bro.
a thing until one of my family members made it for Thanksgiving. I was like, this is amazing.
Dude, I got a killer recipe for that. All right?
Guy's gonna whip it up real quick.
It takes me like an hour and a half, so no.
Jesus.
Well, it's a lot of mixing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, like I said,
And then you
chefing
have
it
to
up.
bake it for like 40 minutes too. So, a lot of time. But,
Anyways, to conclude,
Mm.
Bruins Montreal, been rooting for it since day one. Bruins Montreal, first round series, and 2, Dylan still doesn't watch the film.
Yep.
I just don't
No,
feel
Dylan
comfortable
Dylan still
with-
doesn't watch the film. End it. Cut it.